Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. It's your boy JP. I'm in here early today. I am in here early today. A lot is going on. A lot is going on. What's going on, people? What's going on? You know my motto, you show up and I show out. You show up and I show out. There's no way I'm not going to come to the Black Kings Table Talk and not have something to say. A lot to say this week too, bro. A lot to say this week. I'm going on one of my many streams. Let me shout out all my streams that are here. First shout out is let me give my people here at Instagram a big shout out. What up, Instagram? I know you like to come in and out, so I know that the numbers will definitely vary right here on Instagram, but I would like to welcome all you guys that's coming out. Everybody on my Facebook and YouTube pages, what's going on? It's your boy JP Justice, and you are tuned into the Black Kings Table Talk. That's right. I know you guys will come in and out. I know how you guys do as well. Also, I'm not going on my personal page. Maybe I should change that. What do you think? Let me see. Let me change that real quick. Let me add my personal page as well. I didn't really want to go on my personal page. I just wanted to go on strictly Black Kings Table Talk pages. I'm 10 minutes early, so I don't expect my boys to be in until 5 o'clock and rolling in from 5 o'clock. But then I also like to welcome my people from iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio, and all my other live audio streams that will be checking me out audio. Let me drop bombs for my people on my audios. You guys don't get a chance to see me at all. So if you want to come check me out, please come on over to Black Kings Table Talk on Facebook. Come on Black Kings Table Talk on YouTube. So that this way you can check it out and you can be a part of the conversation as well. I want you to be a part of the conversation. I am your boy JP Justice. I am your host and MC, but I am not doing this by myself. I have a crew. I have a crew of fellas. But the crew is dwindled down to a little, which means I'm getting ready to open my doors, open my floodgates, and look for new people, new men to come on in and join us at the Black Kings Table Talk. Now, let me tell you the whole thing about Black Kings Table Talk. This is us opening up the barbershop doors, allowing you guys to come in and see how we talk in the barbershop, because barbershop talk be some real talk. It be some heated, passionate black man talk, because we talk for real. We talk with passion. We talk with sometimes what you may seem to think to be as anger, but to us is just passion. You should see how we get down, and then we give pounds, and then we walk on out the barbershop like nothing ever happened. And it's quite therapeutic, and that's what Black Kings Table Talk is all about. It's black men coming in talking about topics and events that happen in life, in our culture, in our society, and we get it off our chest. I'm going to be opening up a whole new format where I'm going to be letting people come in and join us. If you're a black male, I'm going to open up my phone line so that this way you guys can come on in here and join us in these conversations, because we shouldn't be having these alone. These are conversations that affect all of us in our communities. Black men in all our communities. And if you don't know nothing else, I've done quite a bit of traveling in my life. And one thing that I can say in my travels is that no matter where I go, from hood to hood, no matter what city I'm in, all the hoods are the same. All the hoods are the same, bro. We got the same problems in every hood across the country. You hear me? Don't let them have you believing that, what happens in New York happens in New York. Yeah, we got some things that are New York based, but the majority of it, black men are going through it all around the country. And I think Black Kings Table Talk is a perfect way for us to get to the table and bring it out. See, one of the ways that they win is that we don't talk about our problems. And I think that's one of the ways that we don't get to solve nothing, because everybody think their problem is personal. Everybody feels like, I can't talk about this because I don't want to let somebody else in, and I'm letting somebody else in on somebody else's business, or blah blah blah. You don't have to give names and stuff like that when you talk of your problems. You can talk of the problem and eliminate the name, so that this way you can keep the other people in the stories that you tell private. But you got to get those stories out. Those stories cannot just sit and dwell within inside of you and just manifest inside of you. First off, that's cancerous. That's high blood pressure. That's all that other stuff that you got to let out. So that's what Black King's Table Talk does. We come up in here and we just let it go. What's going on? Oh man, these Russian bots, boy. These Russian bots be on my YouTube page like crazy. If anybody knows how to get rid of bots, do me a favor. Hit me up. I am jpjustice@gmail, and let me know how to get rid of these Russian bots. Let me show you what I mean for those of y'all over here. That's a bot. See that? That's a bot. Sister 19, LOL. So other than that, man, what's going on with you? What's going on with how you feeling? What's going on? This is the first week of Black History Month, and I honestly feel like no one is talking about it. I honestly feel like our Black History Month slowly but surely becomes less and less important to today's Black youth. And I come from a time when Black History Month came around, boy, you got tested. You hear me? Them elders that come around, boy, and they put that question in your ears. They ask you, do you know? Do you know who this is? Do you know who that is? I remember walking in schools and you see the Black History walls up in school. Remember those Black History walls that they had up in school? Do they even have those anymore? You know what I'm saying? Do they even have Black History walls up in school anymore? Every school had a Black History wall, whatever you walk past, especially in the inner cities, because, you need to see yourself to know that you're there. So every inner city had a Black History wall. Who was some of your people on your Black History wall? For me, we had the top five, the top five. We can't go without the top five. What's his name? George Washington Carver. I don't know if you guys even noticed, George Washington Carver became a millionaire at his time for not the peanut, for showing irrigation and showing people how to plant and how to and keep the soil good and flip the soil and all that kind of stuff. He was quite nice at that. And he taught people how to do it. And that was one of the ways he became a millionaire. We had Frederick Douglass, one of our favorite and famous abolitionists from the 1800s. We have, if you're going to say Frederick Douglass, of course, we had, what's her name? Harriet Tubman, led the Underground Railroad. Then they always show us Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, and now they show us Shirley Chisholm, and now they give us Obama, and now they're giving us Michelle Obama. That's a shout out to my girl Michelle Obama. She made the Black History Wall. Woo! You know you the shit when you make the Black History Wall in school, boy. You know that? When you made the Black History Wall in school, you have made it. So shout outs to her. They show us now Oprah Winfrey. They show us so many different people. We have so many successful Blacks, and not just Blacks in sports and stuff. I'm talking about Blacks in education, Blacks in politics. Shout outs to Obama, first Black president, and shout outs. That's what we're going to get to today. My man, Mr. Eric Adams. They're about ready to run him through the mill. They are about ready to run him through the mills. See if you because they are saying that Mr. Eric Adams, the new mayor of New York, the first Black mayor since David Dinkins, they're saying that this man is racist, and they have got video of him saying that he's dealt with crackers before. I don't even think people understand where the term crackers even come from. I think you guys think that I think you're just throwing it out there as a negative strike on what Black people are, on what Black people think white people are. Let me tell you the history of the word cracker. Oh, here we go. You ready? The history of the word cracker has nothing to do with white people. It has gained that since history has moved on, but it didn't originally start out as a white person like that, negative. It started, the word cracker, the way black people use it, started off in slavery, of course. And the overseers of the plantations used to crack a whip. And the slaves didn't know what to call him, so they called him the cracker, the guy who cracked the whip. So he became the cracker. Right. You see where it's going now? He became the cracker. So black people have adapted that word through time, through centuries. So if white people, if you're feeling guilty about something, the word cracker exists because that's what we knew you as. You were the guy who cracked the whip. You were known as the cracker on the plantation. Now, it just so happens that coincidentally, later on, it becomes coincidental that later on it becomes the word. Exactly. Thank you. Later on, it becomes a negative word for white people as far as the cookie cracker, but the word cracker never really meant cracker as far as white people like that. It was what the way we described who was talking to us. The cracker. He cracked the whip. We're gonna get back to that in a minute, but we joined by my boy, Mr. Harlem Blue in the building. What up, Blue?
What's good? What's good? What's good in the hood?
I'm telling them about the word cracker and where the origin of the word cracker. Do you know what the origin of the word cracker is? Come from?
There's some shit to respond to white people with.
Exactly what people think it is. What up, Motor? No, actually, the word cracker came into existence during slavery. The overseer of the plantation used to crack a whip. And slaves used to say, that's the cracker. You better chill before the cracker come around. You don't want that cracker to come around. And cracker didn't mean white derogatory like that, but that was the description on how the person who cracked the whip. So later on, it becomes the cracker, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So right now, my man, Mr. Eric Adams, are you familiar with Eric? First off, tell him what's up, man. I'm sorry. Let him know who's in the building while I share this.
It's just me, man. Harlem Blue, keeping it true, making it come straight to you. What's up? What y'all want to do? Boogaloo or barbecue?
I love this shit.
What's good? What's good? What we talking about?
Boogaloo or barbecue? God damn.
The real meaning behind that. You know what I'm saying? Boogaloo is the party. Barbecue's like, I'm just going to smoke this herb and chill.
Jesus Christ, man. I can't even argue with you because it's fly. Can't even argue with you with this fly. I'm taking a few seconds real quick, ladies and gentlemen, to share this. Do me a favor, share this with everyone. Let people know that we are in the building. It is very important that you guys share this so this way people will come in.
What's wrong?
And what's going on. It's the first week of Black History Month, man. Do you do anything specific for Black History? And what was Black History like for you growing up?
Well, I'm going to be really honest. I don't really do anything special for Black History Month. I really don't. I don't. Okay. Black History Month, it's a nice gesture, it's great and everything, but Black history is American history. Saying this should be taught every day, all day. It is what it is. I really don't do anything. I mean, saying.
All right, so let me ask you this.
I acknowledge mine all the time.
You acknowledge yours all the time. Yes. Here's a question. So because I
feel like Black history is more for white people than it is for Black people. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I don't. Please explain.
This is more time for y'all. This is that time for y'all to study up on, what, our contributions and what we are and what we've done and what you've done to us. For Black people, we live in this shit every day. You know what I'm saying? We are Black history. and black futures. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we are the future, the past, and the present.
He said black history and black future, which is a dope statement. That's a
Yeah.
dope statement. We're not just black history and black future. But I'm beginning to feel like more and more they're trying to push our history to the back so that this way we almost don't even talk about it. Did you hear about them wanting to change the word slavery in the history books and turn it into volunteers?
They've been on this shit they've been on that for years, decades. And, you know, saying like when we hearing about it now, dude, this is just another play, you know what I'm saying? But it's from the same playbook. You know what I'm saying? They've always been a part of white supremacy has always been to suppress, you know, that evil that they've done, to suppress, you know, our true history in this country and what we've been going through, and not just our true history in this country, but our true history from whence we came. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like you got cats out here that to believe that, you know, all black people would do, I mean, all African people were doing before slavery, black in Africa, is running around butt naked fucking.
That's what, and that's the sad part, bro. They
do,
and it's not that they believe that. That's what they're trying to have. First off, big shout out to our boy, Mr. Black Words has joined us too.
What's up, yo?
We're talking about
yo, it was good.
We're talking about the significance of Black history in today's time, and I asked Blue, is there anything different that he does for Black history, or is there anything that he acknowledges during Black History Month? And tell him what you said, Blue.
I said I don't celebrate Black History Month because, I mean, to make a long story short, you know, we live this shit. You know what I'm saying? We are Black history, and we're not just Black history, we're Black present, we're Black futures. You know what I'm saying? This is our life. You know, Black History Month is really for white people. It's not for us. We're living this. I live my Black history, and I represent for mine on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? I wear this. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, I'm not dissing Black History Month, but to be honest, it is just history.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Black history is American history. So
exactly,
you know, which is the reason why they don't want critical race theory to be brought into the schoolrooms and stuff like that, because they don't. Well, you know, the excuses they've been given is that they don't want little white kids to feel bad. So I was like, you know, well, when I was in school and they were teaching about slavery, like, you didn't think I felt a little funny about that? You know what I mean?
Right.
Especially if you went to like a predominantly white school and stuff like that. So I think it needs to be taught as America's ugly secret.
That's what I feel.
That's it. It should be American history. You know?
I think that I feel like they try to overcast everything else during this month. I feel like, what up, Aaron? Thank you for coming through. My man Aaron has come through. Shout out to my man Aaron, hot DJ right here in New York. In fact, out in Long Island too. So I think they try to overcast everything this month. Like right now, Jewish people, for some reason, is back in the news, front and center, at a time when the focus should be on understanding Black history. Like, not just the Whoopi Goldberg thing, but the Whoopi Goldberg thing was something that was sparked because they threw Jewish agendas out during this month. So she said something to that. Did we all hear what she said this month?
Yeah, let me hear it. And it's
I
got a clip.
I could go find it.
I mean, basically, it was a discussion about the Holocaust, and she said that the Holocaust wasn't about race. It was about man's inhumanity to man, to his fellow man. And she got suspended over that shit, which is crazy because, dude, it's just a discussion. She didn't say anything derogatory.
Right.
Was Jewish people.
Disrespectful. Yeah.
Nothing disrespectful towards Jewish people. But don't get it twisted. I know why that lady did it, because if you understand this, the lady that runs, the president of ABC right now is a Black woman.
Okay.
So she don't want no shit like she's being unfair. This is the same chick who, when Roseanne went ballistic in her little tweets about what's her name from the White House, Valerie Jarrett or something like that. I forget the full name, but she used to work with Obama. When she was in her tweets calling this woman all type of monkeys and this and that, that woman at ABC,
right,
and that bitch. And yes, I know we ain't supposed to say it, but I'm gonna say it because I put in time with that hoe. I put in time to love the Roseanne show, and then she came ballistically crazy racist on me.
It's funny how they can really be around and act around and like float amongst us and act like everything is cool, but inside, somewhere way down deep inside, they have like this inner racism and dislike for us. You know what I mean? It's crazy how to do that.
Okay, so on that note, Black, what y'all think about how the tide is turned and cancel culture is going after Joe Rogan?
Well, listen, I don't think Joe Rogan should be throwing around the N-word like that. You know?
Period.
Yeah, period. Yeah.
I don't think he should. I've had phone calls already to say stuff to me like, well, you know, he's hanging around some of the top comedians like Dave Chappelle, and he feels comfortable around Dave Chappelle and all of them. Listen, bro, he should not feel comfortable saying the word period. Now I'm a wordsmith. I'm a comedian. So, you know, I'm all about freedom of speech of what you want to say and all that kind of stuff. I know it sounds very contradictory and it sounds very double standard, but watch this. You can say it. I'm not telling you that you can't say it, but what I'm saying is, are you ready to pay the repercussions? You know, sometimes freedom is free doom. And just because you can say it, should you say it? You know what I'm saying?
It's something to be said about when they get comfortable
with
us. And I think, I'm going to say this. I think Eminem is the perfect motherfucker, the perfect person to, how should I say, bring out as an example. This is a cat that could have did this.
I think I know where you're going.
It could have went there and started to feel like I got a pass. You know
and never did. Never did
he even think about crossing that line.
Yeah, I give him credit for that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And hold up, but I'm gonna say this. As much as because, you know, he's made a couple of different apologies since this all started, and this is actually stemming from something else.
Who you talk about now? You talk about Eminem, or you talk about Rogan?
Joe Rogan. Okay, this is actually snowballing because this started from an interview that he did a week ago or 2 weeks ago with some dude, and they was talking about a whole bunch of shit, and so. After that interview, a lot of singers, older singers started jumping off Spotify. Like, yo, I don't like that Joe Rogan shit. I don't like what he said. It's uninformed, whatever. So that was the first wave. And he kind of took that hit. He made an apology. And then somebody made this compilation of all the times he said nigga and disrespected black people.
Yeah, he was going in. Yeah, he was going in around.
Hold up. But now, words. JP, I want y'all to understand. As much as y'all want to be upset with the use of the word nigga by Joe Rogan, to me, like me and my wife and I, we was watching it the other night. The thing that flipped me, pause.
I wasn't gonna say nothing, bro. I was keeping quiet.
My whole shit got flustered. Like, what you just say? What you just say? The thing that did what to you?
The thing that flipped you. You go ahead, bro. Go ahead. You in there now. It's in there now. Keep going.
Okay. There's a clip of him on his show, on his podcast years ago, talking about, I guess he was in some foreign place. And, you know, they had like a guy, like a cab driver, whatever. And I guess they was going to the movies.
Yes.
And so understand, this is not the use of the word nigga. This is Joe Rogan describing him and his friends going to, I guess, the movies to see what I think is Planet of the Apes. And he walks in and he says, telling the story that he's talking. He's like, yo, we gonna be safe. And the guy's like, oh, you gonna be all right. It's fine. Yada yada yada. He's like, this guy don't even know English or whatever. And he said they get to the place and they walked in. He's like, oh my God, we walked into Planet of the Apes. We walked into Africa. There wasn't one white person in there. Understand this, Joe. This is not taken out of context. You said this shit. You said you walked in to Planet of the Apes, followed by you walked in and there wasn't one white person in there.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a stretch for Joe Rogan.
You walked into Planet of the Apes. You walked into Africa. There wasn't one white person in there. That came out of his mouth. His mind, in telling the story, and if you saw the clip, they were all laughing and everything back in the days. His mind connected Planet of the Apes, Africa, not one white person in here.
Monkeys.
Yeah.
I'm done.
So
I'm done. First of all, I jumped off Joe. Pause. I wasn't a fan of his for a long time. Yeah, I got to do it.
Bro,
I got to make sure with you motherfuckers.
That's not me. That's Juan. That's not me.
All right, so here we go.
Go.
To what extent do we? Now, this is a question. I'm just asking a question. To what extent do we chalk it up as him being a comedian, and to what extent do we say we're being hypersensitive? Because let me tell you the question that they're going to start to throw up. They're going to start to throw up stuff like, well, Dave Chappelle says what he wants to say freely on his specials, and he speaks freely. So how come Joe Rogan can't speak freely? Now once again, I'm playing devil's advocate, and I'm just bringing up the comment.
It's like I said before, you can say anything you want, just like you can do anything you want. However, there will be consequences.
Consequences and repercussions.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. That's all it is. And understand this, Joe Rogan, he makes guap. He's making that chicken. He's getting that bread, son. I mean, was he like worth like, something like over 2 million or 5 million or something like that?
Well, listen, if he's not careful, we can always hit him in the pocket.
Yeah. That's what they doing now. That's what they doing now. You know what I'm saying? It went from Spotify saying, that's okay. We don't need you on our service to, oh, wait a minute, Joe, you got to go out there and apologize. This ain't looking good. And now they're pulling a lot of his content, you know what I'm saying? Not all of it, because they got contracts with him. They've been making mad money with him. But now all of a sudden, okay, we're pulling this show, we're pulling that show. So they're going back, looking at all the dirty shit and pulling that. Because, see, that's what white people do. It's just like when we was talking about history and them hiding our history, and making themselves look great in the history books.
Like they made everything. Yeah.
Aaron says, I talk shit all the time. What does that mean, Aaron? Does that mean that it's allowed for white people in casual conversation without meaning the word nigger the way we know it to be hurtful? Or do they have a pass to say it the way we say it as a term of endearment?
Yeah, they don't get no pass. I don't care. My answer is because they just can't say it. That's it. They just can't do it. Oh, well.
No.
My word is you can't say it. But now the argument is going to be, well, Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, well, that's Dave Chappelle. That ain't you. That's what I say.
Yeah.
But,
not that Dave Chappelle says it, but that Dave Chappelle says what he wants to say. Gays,
as far as
maggot, blah blah blah.
Yeah, but does he use derogatory terms when he talks about LGBTQ? Yeah, he does. He uses the F word and all that stuff like that.
Yeah, but he doesn't use it. I mean, Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock, they use it with full context. They use it in context. They don't use it just to throw it out there like fucking faggots. No, they don't do that.
But
heard Chris Rock use it in his stand-up. I've heard Dave Chappelle use it. But they don't use it to throw it out there malicious, like I hate them faggots or I don't like them faggots. No, that's not that.
Check this out, though. Check this out, though.
Sean Paul says it's a different kind of money. I don't know what that means. And Kate says, "Oh my God."
Well, maybe he's saying it relating to this because Steve Harvey did say something that made a little sense. He said, The reason why he won't do any more stand-up, which I think he's not
that?
funny. I think he's not funny, but the reason why he's not doing any more stand-up is because of cancel culture. He said Dave Chappelle is the only person that can get away with saying a lot of things that he says because he's not ad-driven. His is subscription-driven. You know what I mean? So if you're gonna, Dave Chappelle's getting paid because you paid to see him. You know what I mean? He's not worrying about ads and different things like that. So it's a little bit different. So
now we're gonna get to this Eric Adams thing in a minute. In the word cracker, I already gave the history of the word cracker.
Yeah.
You do know the history of the word cracker, right?
Yeah.
Cracking in the whip, right? So we definitely gonna jump into that. But this is how I feel. I feel like, and I said this when we was trying to eliminate the word nigga. I said this. I said that it's going to come down to just power. We already took the pain out of the word when we made it endearing. Oh my nigga, oh my nigga, oh my nigga. You know what I'm saying? So we took the pain out of it when we started using it endearingly. Now it's about power. How dare you? And you know, white people, how dare you tell me what I can and cannot say? How dare you impose on my freedom of speech? And that's what it's come down to now. Everyone isn't for everyone. I agree, Tay-Tay. Now it's going to come down to that now.
And just like he was asking earlier when I first got on, where the term cracker comes from, I like to put that out there, where the term my nigga comes from. Because we, as black men, we use it all the time. You know what I'm saying? That's my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Where does that term my nigga comes from?
You know where it comes from?
Comes from the slave master. Comes from the slave master traveling with his whatever, you know what I'm saying, his slaves, and having to say to the overseers or whoever came across them, oh, that's my nigga. That's my nigga.
So how did we begin to use it as a term of endearment?
Exactly. Like we use that full term that they used to use it to say to somebody else to
claim property,
us being out there on the streets. Oh, that's my nigga. We cool. You know what I'm saying? We shopping. You know what I'm saying? And we took my nigga and turned it into, oh, that's my nigga.
So are you trying to say that we shouldn't be using it? Like, what are you trying to say?
No, listen, I'm never to say we shouldn't be using it. I believe like KRS-One has taught me that when you start saying you shouldn't use something, you should never use something, and then you don't study it. And you stop, and then you won't know the true origins of it. So I don't say don't use it. I just say be aware. Be aware of what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Not just what you're doing physically, but what you're doing with your mouth. Though that energy that you put out there, that energy is real.
All right. So once again, I'm saying, so because you said it and because we made it an endearing word, we don't have the power to tell other people they can't. I'm just trying to.
What is the derogatory term for Jews?
Oh man, it's called
kikes.
That's one.
Hey, sit back. You got an hour.
Hold on. Italians is what? Wops, right? Italians are wops. Jews are kikes. Spanish people are spics.
Yeah.
So we just gonna do that? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what do
you mean? What do you mean?
I mean, because you say we shouldn't tell people what to say. You know what I'm saying? So we all just gonna be walking around. Yo, that's my spick. It's my wop right there. That's my kike. You know what I'm saying? Because when that shit gets turned around on them, it's gonna be a problem. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's funny you say that. Now we're not finished with that, but let's move to this. Watch this. Have you heard about our boy, Mr. Eric Adams?
No.
I haven't heard about this, so enlighten me.
They pulled up video. Our black president, our black mayor here in New York.
Okay.
Yes.
They pulled up video of him on the campaign trail for mayor. This ain't like this was 8, 9, 10 years ago. No. This was just a year and a half, maybe 2 years tops.
Okay.
They pulled a video of him talking about dealing with white people. He goes, "Yeah, I whipped those crackers on their ass before."
So you talk about sardines?
Huh?
She wasn't talking about no sardines with that. No, I'm just saying. Maybe he was about to open a can of sardines with that.
Yo,
Yeah, I don't even know if JP got that. You know about
sardines and crackers. I know what sardines and crackers are.
All right. Hey, Lorraine.
He called white cops crackers.
Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. But let me tell you, you know why?
Too late now.
He apologized already.
Yeah, but I already got the job, bitch. I'll apologize, but I already got the job, so fuck you.
Right.
Do not think that they won't pull his ass up out there the way they pulled Cuomo.
Check this out. So you know why he became a cop? You know, him and his brother got brutalized by the police once upon a time, and then they became police. And then while he was in the police force, he had a problem with a lot of the corruption and a lot of things that was going on. And then he had to bust him up again that way. And he told them one day, he said, one day I'm going to be all y'all bosses. And today he is. So,
wasn't he like the head of...
Go ahead. I was just about to say that. Go ahead. Keep on.
100 blacks in law enforcement? What?
100 black men.
Yeah, 100 blacks in law enforcement. Wasn't he like the head of that? Or I know he was on the front lines of that.
And he was a beast in that motherfucker. You hear me? He wasn't just... Yo, he was so outspoken about what white people were doing to black cops and black people behind the shields. Yes. He was very vocal. So you knew what type of man you was bringing into that office when he started to run for politics.
And check this out. And he proved it, because as soon as he came in,
oh my God.
I haven't seen too many black politicians get on and right away got this black brother. Okay, you gonna run the schools for me. Got the sister. You gonna be headed cops for me. Yep. And just been like, boom. And let me tell you something. I got a cousin. No, maybe I shouldn't bring that up. But but things have been happening on our side. That's all I'm saying. And you ain't seen that too often. You know what I mean?
Tay said that's why they taking Whoopi's seat. First off, I don't like what they did, bro. They pitting black women against black women. Look who they brought back in that motherfucking seat.
Who's that?
Star Jones.
Say where? Star Jones is back? I thought she's still alive.
Yeah, they found her in some crack house in there.
Okay.
Did y'all see Star Jones in here? You better get out of here. We smoking this here crack.
Oh my God.
Well, they found Star Jones and they brought her back. They suspended Whoopi for 2 weeks.
Yeah, and brought Star Jones to cover
for her for 2 weeks. Now I don't know if they did that for the female black voice, or did they do that to pit these two black women against one another?
No, I don't think they did. I don't think they were trying to pit them against each other. But
hey Juan, I'm not letting you in the car, bro, because you're gonna keep going in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, and you look like you're doing a cat burglar. Look.
Whatever, man. I think Juan just cursed.
Hey, yo, Jay.
Yo,
Jay.
Yeah,
I like that, baby. I like that with the stash and this right here. You got the twist going on up there. What's that? Was that you?
Oh, come on. Baby, I'm trying to scare the shit out of these white people when they see me, so they know not to approach me.
You got the twist up there. Let me see what you got going on. Okay. I see it.
Come on, bro. I'm trying to do it. You know, it's very hard. It's hard to try to find a grown man hairstyle. Like I can go straight out like my man Juan here and just get the low cut. Like the low cut is always good when you get older.
Well, I got the faux hawk thing going on, so you don't see it from the side.
Oh, okay. You trying to be like me, bro. You trying to get it like me. I'm not going extreme. I'm not going extreme like our brother Harlem Blue up there. This dude, I don't know how.
Dude, you got fro hawk?
You talking about, man?
No, he got full fro.
He got a don't say it like that for people who can't see. He has a full blue fro.
Let me see the back. Blue.
He got a full.
The back is on. He's just taping. Okay.
Yeah, he got a full blue fro. I can't do that.
You can do whatever you want. This is the Matrix.
But it's true, man. Because it's like you get older and stuff like that. I don't want to be looking like these young boys.
Right, but, like you got locks, so your locks is fine, and your locks look great.
That's the reason why I haven't cut them off, because I don't know what the hell else to do.
Yo, bro, I am so when I go into the barbershop, I don't know what to tell a guy. I just go, yo, what's mature, man? What's a mature cut? And he go, just stick with the fro, just stick with this, man, and just twist it up when you get a chance. I'm actually thinking about locking my hair back.
Well, just keep it at a certain height. Don't let them get too long. Because trust me, when I cut these, I've cut these 3 times. When I cut these again, that's it. I'm gonna do something on the top and fade the sides, beard, call it a night. That's what it's gonna be.
I don't grow the full beard, so I just been.
No, but that look good on the chin right there. That's what's up. Yeah. And the glasses is good too.
Come on, man. Let me get my
glasses are real.
Nah, they
real. You look like make it look distinguished, man. Like a Malcolm X distinguished. You know.
I like the glasses. I like the glasses. Glasses is hot. Blue. Those glasses is hot too, right there, yo.
Blue is. Hey, listen. Let's not even get on fashion with blue because blue is probably the flyest motherfucker in this room right now, and he plays it down. When it comes time to get dressed, I have never seen. Well, I have, but this black European
you've never seen. Come on, man! All the motherfuckers you know, half of us rock like this.
Yeah,
Cool Herm is a beast.
He's a European dressing type dude. You know, Cool Herm has submit to some of the tight. What they call them? They don't call them high waters. What they call them? Ankle? What they call those pants now?
They high water to me. I know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
They're European cut. They like high water.
They call them European.
Taking it back to what the 60s. With the 60s, they were wearing stuff like that, right? With the temps in them, they had them. You know, their pants was like cut real slim and tapered high water and stuff like that.
How you get pants past your ankles?
Yeah. Listen, if you see my ankles, I'm in a pair of sweatpants. That's it.
Now I'm gonna tell you what I love about I'm gonna tell you what I love about the high tapered trouser. That see, I have a lot of socks. I have a sock collection. I wear a lot of colorful.
Yeah. I feel you.
So, you know, when you got on them dress shoes,
and
them socks.
You like to show off the socks.
You know how much I pay for these socks? I need y'all to see these socks.
I feel you, but I still feel like, listen, if you sit down, okay, if they touch the shoe when you're standing, it's fine. But when you sit down, right? Because that's when you're gonna see the socks anyway. You know what I mean? When you sit down, then you show off the socks or whatever. But walking around and I can see your ankles clearly and stuff like that.
Come on. And when you sit down, I can see the bottom of your knee. Yeah, your whole pants just swooped up. What up, Miss Empress? What up, Grizzly Bear? Thank you for tuning in to Black Kings Table Talk. We in here talking about Eric Adams, the word racism, but we just quickly got off of
Eric Adams, Joe Rogan.
So he apologized.
All the crackers and niggas been going on this week.
so he apologized. But anything else? Anybody been trying to ride him?
They're going to try to take him out of office because of this. You already know this. They don't want. He's the mayor.
Yeah, they ain't taking him out for that, man. Come on,
my dude.
He just got there. They ain't taking him out.
But he has put so many black folks in offices
and positions.
I'm talking about the second he got there. The second he got there, he just looked at. I'm only saying this because he said it. He looked at them crackers and did like this. If you know what I know, you go get the fuck up out of here.
You better go ahead and put in that paperwork right there.
Yeah, you're gonna have to put in that paperwork. And that was probably like the word. Here come Eric Adams. If you're a white male, you're gonna have to resign. And he got rid of.
Hold up. Here go the sign. Need not apply.
Right.
Need not apply. He put a lot of black women to work in big seats. You hear me? He put a lot of black women to work in big seats, and gave them very good roles in both, and not just government and politics, but in the workforce. You know what I'm saying? This man is not playing, bro.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Listen, I was wondering about him when he was coming into office and stuff. I was hoping that he wasn't going to be a repeat of de Blasio, because oh my God, that had to be the worst mayor in my lifetime.
Are you serious?
Bill de Blasio. Oh my God, that dude was something else.
I wasn't living there, so I can't even speak on it. I liked him from a distance.
I mean, what did he do that I don't understand why people don't like him. Like, what did he do that everybody don't like?
He didn't do anything right. Nothing.
Nah, you can't do that.
And the only policy I see that was any worse,
You got to be specific.
Listen,
what
wait.
did he do?
I'm getting ready to say it. The only policy I think that he put forth was worthwhile was the pre-K, and he didn't even get that right. Okay, his wife is mirrored in taking a whole bunch of money and stuff like that. Don't nobody know where that fucking money went.
His wife?
Okay? His wife, yes. Yo, man, nah. I'm glad to see him go.
I never heard anything about his wife taking money.
And I voted for him the first time. You know what I mean? But after that, no.
I tell you one thing though, my man, Mr. Eric Adams, looked like your black uncle that walks in. When he walk in the room, you straighten up. You go, chill. Here come Uncle Adam. Here go Uncle Eric.
That's right. And he ain't but this tall.
Yo, and he gets shit done.
Oversaturation of drug facilities, literally.
What do you think about the mayor and the governor coming together to try to, and then Joe Biden shows up in New York.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe Biden loves everything.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oversaturation of drug facilities. Literally, you can shoot up in Harlem, smoke crack too. Well, that's in the safe facilities with medical team. I wouldn't say that goes to the legalizing of weed.
Not shooting up.
No. There ain't nobody shooting up in the fucking street. You really believe in the fucking comment?
He also let them folks out of Rikers.
Who did?
Blasio.
I didn't know that. What do you mean he let
all them cats? Listen, when the COVID thing got really bad, he closed Rikers Island. All them cats are supposed to be in there and stuff like that. He let them all out. He said because they might get sick or whatever case may be. You know what my attitude was? You ain't no business in there. If you got sick, that's your business. You know what I'm saying? That's my attitude.
Now you wanna know something? I can't even argue with you. So then what about?
But was he?
Hold on, Blue. So if you believe that you had no business in there, then you had no business in there. So then, what do you think about Kamala Harris when she passes those laws and they're strict laws?
Yeah.
Don't go half stepping. Because if you got in front of her, that means you must have did something wrong.
Yeah. She was out of control. Yeah.
But do you believe the same thing? Like, hey, you did something wrong.
Right. But I'm talking about the reason why crime is up in the city like that is because a lot of those cats that would have been in Rikers Island, a lot of these places and stuff like that. And if they get arrested, they just get turned right back out onto the street. And these people got records yay long. I'm not talking about the dudes that, got caught up in some nonsense, should have been slapped on the wrist and some over aggressive prosecutor sent them out. I'm talking about the lifetime criminals and stuff.
Wait. Y'all keep talking about this. They have facilities where you can go shoot up?
Yeah, I believe so.
Everybody keeps saying this in the comments.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. So the city of New York or the state of New York has legalized places that you can go to shoot up.
They have places where they can do that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, quiet as kept. The UK been doing that shit.
Yeah, Canada and all of Canada, they've been doing that.
Been doing that shit.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yep.
Where the fuck was I when this long?
Yo, they've been doing that for a couple of decades. Where if you're a drug addict, you can go to them and get clean needles. You can go to them.
You know about the clean needles.
You know what I'm saying? You can go to a safe house and smoke, or shoot up, whatever you do. Yeah, they try to keep all that shit off the streets, and they try to accommodate those addicts rather than criminalize them. They try to accommodate them. They look at those other countries. They look at it as a disease for real. So they're not going to be like, we're looking at it as a disease, but we're going to put you in jail. Either it's a disease or it's just a fucked up crime. But you can't have it both ways. So if America is looking at it like a crime and putting it,
but it's only a disease when white people had a problem. It's a crime when we have the problem. It's only. And I'm gonna say it again. It's only a disease when them crackers get it.
Exactly. That's why I loved when Sticks and Stones. I love that part in Sticks and Stones when Dave has said, talking about the opioid epidemic. Frankly, I don't give a fuck.
Get over it. Get over it. What he said.
Just say no. Just say no.
Just say no.
No.
Oh yeah. By the way, I told you I moved into the place, so this is my little chill area I got up here. It's in the bonus room. So just a quick little tour.
Yeah. All right.
That ain't no bonus room. That's a whole loft.
Yeah, bonus. So my little workstation right here.
Where you
This
at?
where I'll be set up at.
Where you at? Juan?
My house,
No, where?
In the country.
South Carolina.
Okay.
Right next
What town you in now?
I'm in this small little town called Moore, outside of Spartanburg in the upstate.
Spartanburg. Okay.
He's right next door to racism and
Next door. Shit.
Listen, how far is Stone Mountain, Georgia from you?
Shit.
You know what Stone Mountain, Georgia, right?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I know where that. I ain't that close.
Okay.
Does it feel racist out there like that?
Where I'm at, no. The further, like, if you go, man, it all depends, man. It depends on waste, man. The cities, not too much, because we started getting more people from different areas and stuff. A lot of East Indians is moving up out here.
What's
Brazilians moving up out here.
What's East Indians?
From India, the country.
Okay. No, I didn't know what East Indians was. Okay. Right. West Indians, East Indians. I'm sorry. My bad.
Yeah, so we getting, and because of a lot of the plants up here, you got BMW and stuff like that. So folks is coming from different states, different countries to come work out here. So it's still a lot of white folks out here, but it's starting to get a bit of a mix of people too. So
well, here we go. Here's another topic. They're now talking about changing these lines. These district lines around the country, and that will severely change the voting slide.
Yeah. They pretty much repealed the Voting Rights Act and stuff. And folks are still sleeping on that.
So now the next deal is well, let's draw some lines. Let's cut off these counties or whatever where all of these minorities or whatever is at, so they can't get they can't get a representative in there to vote for them or whatever. Or let's start chopping up. Let's start carving the map right here. Oh, this is where we can cut off services or whatever else in these little areas right here. But we can keep it going. If we can push people to this area, whatever. If we stop, civil services like the trash man or police officers or firemen or whatever from this area, and we push the people that way, we can get people to buy homes over in this area. We'll build this up, but we let this go to ruin.
Right.
Yep.
Tay, where are you from? Tay says she goes to town hall meetings where she is. Where are you, Tay? Are we at that age yet, fellas, when we starting to go to town hall meetings?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we should be.
Yep.
Have you gone, Black?
Up here? Yeah. These taxes out here heavy, bro. You better go.
And what about you, Juan? Like, where you at? Have you been to a town hall meeting yet?
Yep. Sure have.
Tay-Tay's in Maryland. She's saying,
look at it, man. You better, man. I mean, deals get made right up on your nose, and you don't even know it.
It's my representative lives next door, one flight up for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's about time that I start looking into, because I live in a heavily urban neighborhood. Like y'all know where I live at here in the Bronx, and my town hall meeting, they don't. It's not enough Black or minority power in there. So basically, they come in there and they tell us what they're going to do. So that pisses the people off from even coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't say, hey, we're planning on doing this. We're planning on doing this. They come in and go, well, this is getting done, and this is getting done, and this is getting done. And the people in the neighborhood, the people that live in the neighborhood that come to the town hall feel as if, well, they're not making us a part of anything anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I don't know how to become active in town halls where my voice or my action is being heard.
What I don't, well, I never did it when I lived in the city, but I'm gonna tell you something. What I do like about out here is that the homeowners run shit, and I like that because when you go in there, like they try to expand on red light cameras and speed cameras out this way, right? And us homeowners was in that damn meeting, and I remember this white guy, maybe 60-ish or whatever the case may be. He got up and pointed at that dude. He said, "Let me tell you something. You expand on them cameras, you will be out of there before you know it." They don't play, and I kind of like that. They just can't do anything up here. You know what I mean?
What do you mean expand on the cameras though?
Expanding on, like, you know how you can't drive down the street in the city without getting a speeding camera, you know, red light camera. Like, I'm not saying you should run a red lights, but you know, sometimes, you know, you just driving, wherever the case may be, and you don't even know there's a school around, and the next thing you know, you got something in the mail talk about you were going too fast on the school zone and stuff like that. So, you know, it's crazy, you know. And you know what I think? They only really do that in our areas. Only do it in our areas.
What do you mean? Because I've gotten tickets downtown in like 80-something street.
Yeah. I remember when I was living in Brooklyn at the time. This is some years ago, and I came to a stop sign, and at the time they had a bunch of officers and what have you. I guess they were rookies, maybe 1 or 2 years on the job or what have you, and they would just stand at the corners and what have you. And they would walk up to your car if you wasn't wearing your seatbelt. You know what I'm saying? But I've never seen that here. Never. Been here 15 years. Never seen it up here.
You've been where? Out in Long Island 15 years?
Never seen a cop standing on the corner, walk over to your car, give you a ticket for a seatbelt. Never saw that. City, yes.
All right, here we go. Watch this, fellas. You ain't gonna believe what I just found. Thank you, internet. Thank you, internet. So I asked the question, where are these cameras? And here's where the majority of the cameras are. In our neighborhoods. That's crazy right there, right?
Yeah,
the further you go out east, the less you see him.
All of this right here is Hempstead. Yeah, the further
further you go out east, you don't see them. They start lighting. I mean, they're there, but it's not like you can't even drive in the city, bro. When I get off work, I don't try to get on the expressway right away because I know I'm gonna pass 3 or 4.
She said, Tay said when she was younger, she used to go to demonstrations. And that's another thing. I've never been to a demonstration. Look at all of these red light cameras, though. Jesus Christ, bro.
Concentrated, yeah. It's concentrated more towards the city. In what's that?
They don't even have. They don't even have enough space on the map to show all the cameras
in
density
right here. Yeah.
Damn. It's a lot.
That's crazy, right there.
And then when you see right here, Garden City, open the picture up a little bit some more. You see right there, Garden City,
right here.
It starts to lighten up as you further you go out east.
Yeah.
You see that?
Ronkonkoma and all that, yeah.
Yep.
Jesus Christ, bro, that's so crazy, man. You know, is that because that there's a lot of Suffolk should be the worst. Suffolk should be worse than Nassau.
Well, Nassau is supposed to be the better county, but I believe there's more. The further out east, you do see more white folks. To the point I was making.
That's absolutely crazy right there. Let me post that on my Facebook so that people can be aware of what's going on in our neighborhoods. Red light cameras are located on the side of the corner of intersections. Drivers often mistake traffic cameras, which are located on the traffic poles. I firmly believe that, you know, I don't mind the cameras being there because it stops a lot of crime and it tracks a lot of crime. I don't have the same views about how they're dealing. Like, I believe first off, man, we don't hold ourselves accountable for anything. So when they do things to us, then all of a sudden we get upset. Oh man, why are they doing this to us? Why are they doing this to us? And blah 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 blah. But we don't hold ourselves accountable. Case in point, when I was talking about the weed smoking, you know, yeah, you want to say let people smoke weed, but it got ridiculous. It's ridiculous when you walk through the streets how disrespectful the weed situation is here in the city. So I'm for any legislation that's about to say, hey, they can't smoke. I'm ready to sign on the dotted line.
I think they should treat it the same way they treated regular smoking rules. You know what I mean? Because remember, folks used to be able to smoke in restaurants and stuff. Oh, they had a smoking section and a non-smoking section, and then now I don't think you can smoke in a restaurant at all.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I am a firm believer that whatever legislation comes through, I'm signing. Whatever legislations come through to stop these fuckers from smoking in the street like that, I'm signing.
Hey, listen, I feel like this.
Them and the moped the e-bike motherfuckers.
Yeah, the e-bikes is getting on my nerves. But I feel like I'm not a smoker. I've never really been a smoker, right? At a certain age did I smoke marijuana recreationally, of course, you know, but I was never what you would call a weed head. You know what I mean? I could take it or leave it, right? Right? But
I'll take it.
Right? You know, but I don't understand that early in the morning, man. Like I'm out, you know, it's like 4 or 5 in the morning and they already baking, you know.
I don't know
they
what.
Call it the wake and bake, you know.
Wake and bake. What up, Dre?
You know.
What up, Buzz?
You wake and bake, Blue?
What you talking about?
Wake and bake, you know, first thing in the morning, bop.
Yes. Get your head right. Confused here. What's going on?
Yeah, depending on the strain, you know, it could be the sativa strain that gives you the energy. You know, you need to get up.
Let me say this. Depends on your level of stress.
Mm.
Allow me and what you have to do. So, for instance, when I had jobs that were either stressful or a nuisance to me in some way, shape, or form, you know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Yeah, I got to shake and bake before I go to work.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? A matter of fact, I used to work at this mailroom down there. This was years ago. Now I used to work at this mailroom near my man's and them. They used to send me on weed runs. I would have to buy weed before I got to work, or they would send me on a weed run during lunch. I used to take full advantage of it. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? But however, when you're doing something that really needs your attention, nah, you can't do it. Nah, you can't shake it. You can't wake and bake, shake and bake, none of that.
No,
when you're doing something that needs your attention, that you know you have to be accountable for, and you can't fuck this up. Nah.
But check this out. Like, listen, I think folks should be able to smoke, whatever the case may be, and everything. But I think they got to do something, man. Because just like I don't like to be around a person who smokes cigarettes, I don't like to be around a person who smokes weed constantly. Like I don't want the smoking. I don't want the smell of my clothes. I don't. You dig what I'm saying? Now, when I retire, will I partake in some weed? Absolutely. But like I said, I will never be what you would call a weed head. That'll never be. You know what I mean? I'll partake in a cigar every now and then, but it's all, you know, it's now and then.
Well, I mean, I do think you got certain people that don't. You're how should I say this? You don't have an addictive personality.
Yeah, like I like this last comment.
He's saying that the speeding limit is 25 and that sucks, and they're thinking about dropping it down to 20.
Yeah, I mean, come on, bro. Like, how you going to drive? I feel like I'm walking when I drive 20 miles an hour, bro.
You know who you blame that on? You blame that on the guy who speeds down the block at 70, 80 and hits somebody.
Yeah, I feel you, but that's 70, 80, man. But Jesus Christ.
I'll be honest,
even at 40.
And they really want us to leave the cars at home. They really don't want the cars out there.
That's really what they want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's time to go. It's time to leave New York. Time to go.
I'm hearing your New York problems. I'm like, man, no.
Yo, it's time to go, baby. I'm done with this place, yo. Let me tell you something. I'm going to look at properties in a little while, man. I'm out of here. I'm done with this.
Where you going, bro?
I'm probably going to be somewhere down in North Kakalaki,
Right next door to racism.
Can I ask this question? Can I ask this question real quick? Why do people of color, my people, why do we rush to take our asses down south? Either when we're looking for that new life change or we're looking to retire, whatever the case may be. Why do we go to the
well, it depends on what you like, right?
Couple of things, man. Number one, taxes is lower.
Okay.
Well, that's taxes is lower in places like Oklahoma, but who the fuck won't live there? Just saying.
Right, Nebraska's low.
The cost of living, houses are cheaper.
Long wait.
Oh my God!
The housing market is cheaper. No, houses are cheaper. You get more bang for your buck. You get more house for your buck.
Get the space and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's like, and like I like warmer weather, right? But I don't like Florida warm, so I picked the middle there. Whereas Charlotte is not northern North Carolina; it's more southern North Carolina. It's closer to South Carolina, so I get the little bit of warmer weather. You know what I mean? And I still get the cheaper everything else and the space and what have you. Folks is a little bit nicer and stuff like that.
You got to give up your Wi-Fi. Then you got to give up your Wi-Fi.
Huh?
Then you got to give up your Wi-Fi.
My Wi-Fi? What's that got to do with anything?
Because you don't get good Wi-Fi down here.
Oh.
I'll be mad spotty. They cut you off from communication. Like if
they got Verizon down there?
Yeah.
They got Verizon down there?
Yeah, they got Verizon out here. They got everything, man. They got
okay.
They got, I don't know, like where I'm at though, they got some they got the cable company Spectrum or some nonsense. I ain't too big on them. But
let's shit go down and watch how Juan can't communicate to his family because all the lines of communication is gone. He gonna be outside with pigeons like this.
Nah, that's another thing. We ain't got no pigeons like that out here, man. That's we ain't got flying rats out here. That's a good thing.
You don't have no pigeons down there?
Whoa.
Hell no.
Hey, Lorraine, I didn't want to say nothing either. I got Spectrum. What's wrong with Spectrum?
I've never heard of it.
Who said they never heard of it? Used to be Cablevision, right?
Wait. Who said they never heard of Spectrum?
I have never heard of Spectrum.
But that's what it is, right? Spectrum pretty much took the place of Cablevision, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, what's your cable company, Blue?
Comcast Xfinity.
Comcast, yeah. Out west, that's what they got. Yeah.
Not that I have cable. I cut that shit off 3 years.
You got internet. You got internet. That's what we.
I got internet, and I'm streaming.
Yeah. We all cord cutters. Yeah.
Wait, y'all have cut off your cable altogether?
Yeah.
Yep. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I cut off from the cable for like 10 years now, man. I'm good.
You're Juan. Can I tell you something? When I first moved to Seattle, nobody that I was coming in contact with had cable, and it used to fuck me up because I'm from New York. Yo, you gotta have cable. You gotta have cable in your house. So it used to fuck me up in my head. I'm like, yo, how y'all living out here without fucking cable? And then, like I said, everybody was telling me, oh, you got to stream, you got to do this. I didn't believe in it. It wasn't until 3 years ago that I said, yo, why are we paying all this money? And half the shit we watching Netflix and Hulu and all that. What?
$20, $50 a month. Can't do that. No, can't do that.
Exactly.
And ain't nothing on TV.
When you cut off cable and realize, here's what I realized. all that money I was paying for cable was mostly for commercials.
Exactly.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Cable's supposed to be commercial free, right? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Check this out, y'all. I was watching this show. I wanted to bring this up. I was watching this show called TGIF, right? So I found this other little hack thing or whatever I could do on the Fire Stick to give me some more channels. But anyway, I was watching Fox Soul, right? And they got the show called TGIF. And on the show, they mentioned that, okay, y'all know who, what's her name? Chloe, what the hell is her name?
Kardashian?
Chloe Bailey. The sister named Chloe Bailey. She's a singer. She does some acting, stuff like that or whatever, right? Dancing and everything or whatever. So anyway, she did this magazine spread, right? She had this, Chloe Bailey. She had, her hair done up in whatever they had it done up. She looked real good, whatever. So Lil Nas says, he tweets, he's like, girl, you deserve to have your fucking ass eaten out for that spread, right?
Lil Nas X?
She deserved to have her ass eaten out for that spread, right? She just says thank you in the tweet or whatever the case may be, right? But this came up. It's like like if a straight guy said that, we be demonized and vilified and dragged through the mud and every damn thing else. And the gay guy on there was trying to make the case that because he was gay, it was all right for him to say it, right? And that when he hangs with his girlfriends, that he touches on them and watches them dress and feel their breasts and all that shit like that right there. So I'm like, but then somebody I spoke to was like, no, he's still a man. You know what I mean? And I don't want no man looking at me. I don't want no man feeling on me and stuff like that. He may be gay, but he's still a man and stuff like that. So I want to know from the women in the comments section and stuff like that, like, how do you feel? Like, would you be offended if a gay guy said something like that to you, right? And like the Fever Man already saying, see, that's bullshit. Would y'all be offended if a gay guy said something like that to you? And like, would it be okay because he was gay and you hung with him and stuff like that? And so it's like, is the gay guy really like the same as your girlfriends and shit like that? Like, y'all enlighten me, like, because I was sitting up there confused, man. What the hell's going on there?
You know what I got you got a conspiracy theory I got about Lil Nas X?
What's that?
I don't think he really gay. I think he's gay for I think he's gay for the to get the popularity or whatever, to get that base. But I don't think he's really gay.
Could be.
That's just my theory. I think he's just playing the role so that he can get that base and he can get he can kind of in a sense do what he want to do and people not really flip out about it. And he can run to that, oh, y'all offending gay people or whatever, so he can have that base and he can kind of do and say and get away with little slick stuff like he wants to. That's what I think.
I'm saying, because like sometimes they'll say that because they know that they're gay and they know from this LB whatever community and stuff like that, so they can just get away with saying stuff like that, because if you come at them, then there's always some type of there's always some type of feedback or whatever. It's always what have you.
Can I tell you something, Juan? If that were to come out to be true, that shit would be fucking hilarious, and he would
exactly.
In my opinion, I already look at him as, dude, you doing your thing, get that money, and make everybody mad. But if you were to come out and say you were straight and was lying on it,
yeah, because the gay guy was like, when he's hanging with them girls or whatever, he's calling them bitches. He's, you know how they call each other bitch. You know what I mean? He said he's calling them bitches and feeling on them and watching them dress and all that stuff like that. And I'm like,
come on, we've seen it in the show.
Okay?
I've seen it in real life. Gay guys have a pass to do whatever with their girlfriends. That if that's my friend and we, she a girl, but that's my friend. Yeah, you're not gonna let me touch your titty.
No.
You're not gonna let me smack you on the ass, because but a gay guy can do that.
It's crazy.
You know, hey, different rules for different fools. That's how I look at it. I ain't got it nobody.
Different rules for different fools.
Yeah.
To coin a phrase.
Yeah, I'm gonna start writing all this shit down. Book of little barbecues, different rules for different fools. I got a bunch of them.
It's crazy.
But I believe what you want. I do believe that he's gay only for advancements. He's gay only for moving up in moving in what's the name? I don't think he's gay for real. He gonna come out. You know, I've been converted. I'm not gay. What's that guy name?
I've been delivered.
Yeah.
I've been delivered. He's gonna be that guy real soon. That guy cannot shake that gay.
Mike Pence, and I saw the error.
No, listen, bro. That guy, I've been delivered. I don't like men no more. Ooh, he can forget it, brother. He is a clear case that if you suck a dick, you will never come back on this team. You hear me? You never.
But let's hold it, JP. Let's be honest. If he came out a year from now, 2 years from now, you know what I'm saying, made all the money and did everything he's supposed to do, and then said he wasn't gay, please. You think he couldn't get the baddest motherfucker?
Chick?
Yo.
Chicks like fags anyway. Excuse the expression. I'm sorry. They're fag hags. That's what they call fag hags. So a woman, here's my question, and I put this on my Facebook because somebody said to me, I saw a video, and the video was like, why are we condemning black bisexual men? And I'm like, because they're men. And you know, when a woman doesn't want to be with a bisexual man. But you know, you're condemning blah blah blah. I'm like, no, it's not condemning. They don't want to be with a man who's been with a man, period. That's not condemning. That's a preference, and they prefer not to be with it, and that's why. So I asked that question. I said, how many women would date a bisexual man? And of course, a lot of women was like, no, but there are a great sum of women who says, I don't care. So that's why gay men, you know, have that little, you know.
Is it all right with y'all if a chick that you dated or whatever was bi? Is it all right with me?
I hope.
But would you marry her?
I mean,
would you marry her?
Would I marry? I don't know. That's a different story.
Yeah,
I would.
You would marry a chick
that
was bisexual.
Huh?
That was interested in women.
What?
You dating this chick? She's bisexual. She tells you she's bisexual about her history and all that. You couldn't marry a bisexual chick.
Been there, done that.
So what you saying?
You said no.
I've been there, done that, man. My first wife.
She wanted women?
Huh?
She wanted women?
No, she did before, but you know, we hooked up, you know, she was married to me, you know, it was just strictly me, but nah, she was, you know, but you know.
You kept doing like this every time you kissed her, you was like,
it tastes like fish.
Girl, you had fish sticks for lunch? Every time you open up, every time you in the bathroom, fisherman. No, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind if a woman. I think gay for a woman and gay for a man. This is the double standard in me. This is one of the double standards.
It is a double standard.
Huh?
It is.
I said it is a double standard. Yeah,
has a different meaning. I believe women can love men. I mean, women can love women and love each other because they're nurturing creatures. So I can see where the attraction to wanting to be nurtured comes from. Ain't no nurturing with no other fucking dude. Ain't no dude nurturing your ass.
See, I'm gonna disagree with that. This is I'm sorry, but I see we get this stigma where we're not nurturers. There's plenty of men in this world who nurture shit all the time.
It is not in our nature to be nurtured.
Again, here I'm just trying to point out, you know, say that we're trying to say it's not in our nature, but where does that all come from where we think it's not in our nature? They told you that because they told you were supposed to be hunters and warriors and stuff like that. But the reality is men can be nurturers and warriors. And we have been nurturers and warriors.
Tell me a situation where you know of a man being a nurturer and a warrior.
A situation, excuse me, I'm a little verklempt. So what I'm trying to say to you, Jack, is that if you know there's a man out there who's, a father, or if you know there's a man out there who's a farmer, say anything like this, whether you're taking care of this, that, and the third, well, then you're a nurturer. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So when you say,
hold on, let me finish. What I'm trying to say is we put these stereotypes on us, whether it be black and white or whether it be man and woman, or we do this and they do that. Listen, the only thing that's true to that is men have a penis and women have a vagina. But as far as, men aren't nurturers, men nurture all the time. And we've done it throughout time. You know what I'm saying? Women can be nurturers. Women can also be fighters. You know what I'm saying? It depends on where you are and who you are. I don't think it depends on, you're a woman, so you just do that. And you're a man, and so you just do that. That's not really real. We made that up. That's what I'm trying to say. We made it up. Just like we made up, you're black and you're white. That's made up.
All right. Does anybody else want to take this? Because I'll gladly go in. Pause.
I think men can be nurturers, but I think typically, I think we all are who we are. Like, because I think I can.
Who are we?
I think. Well, hold on. Let me finish. I think I can be more, nurturing maybe than some other dudes. You know what I mean? Like, they got this term and stuff. I know you don't like it or whatever. They got this term called girl dad, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? I've always been kind of like, pegged as, he's a girl dad and stuff like that. Because, I try to be sensitive to her.
Thank you, Juan. Like Juan, shocked at that fucking word, right?
But,
did you hear that fucking word?
Girl dad. What? Girl dad.
Girl dad.
Yeah. Some new crazy term.
I never heard of that. That's a different way of living. I never heard of that.
That's another one of those motherfucking terms.
Stupid terms that they come up with. Yeah.
All right. So here we go.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get my take, man.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Because I'm
I mean, to the other guys, I agree to an extent. Yeah, I put it like this. By default, we supposed to be the hunter-gatherers, the warriors, all that other stuff. But if the time came to it, and depending on the situation, we have to be nurturers. I mean, look at how many single dads is out there. They got kids that they nurture. They trying to bring up in the world, and they ain't got no choice because ain't nobody else around. Who else gonna nurture them?
Right.
So I mean, I can see, and it all depends. It's all on circumstance. Now, by default, like I said, we're the hunter gatherers or whatever. But if the situation had to call for it, then it is what it is.
You done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Listen, you pansies. We are hunter gatherers by nature. Back when we weren't, when the absence of a woman was in a male's presence in the family, what did he do? He went and got another woman to take care of the home. Mm-hmm. That's what we did as men, because we are hunter gatherers. Now, when you say nurture crop and nurture what's the name? It's not the same like nurturing a child. You're watching the crop.
I said children.
Let me finish. I let everybody finish.
I'm just saying to you, I said children.
Right. So but you did say, we were farmers, we were fathers, and we were farmers. You can't put the two in the same. What's the name? Watching a plant and watching a child is two different things. So when we are hunter gatherers by nature, we are the physical ones by nature, and women are the nurturers. Now, through time, we have intersected or
lines got blurred.
Right, the lines got blurred. I'm trying to use a bigger vocabulary these days, bro. We have intersected or came in has blended our roles. So yeah, there are cases where men can nurture, but it's not in our nature. And if you look at the track record, when kids are raised by just their father, they're missing a compassion component than if they had a mother there. Men, that's not our go-to. It's our go-to today. I'm not finished. It's our go-to today because that's the life that we have been forced to be in. So if you're gonna say today, yes, we're forced to do that. But if you had a choice, you would rather work and go out and work than to stay home and nurture your child. That's our calling in life.
I'm gonna say this. For the most part, I think we all agree with you. I don't think you're really saying anything too much different than what we were saying. But when my daughter was born, I took off. I'm not sure if we had full-blown paternity leave at that time. I think I took off about 2 weeks, whatever the case may be. She was home and stuff like that. I did feel some type of way about not being able to be home with the baby as much as I would like to and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you for the most part. Yeah.
I'm going to say that you use the example of if the woman isn't in the home, the child ends up suffering. Studies have been done all across the board to show that if the man isn't in the home, the child suffers as well.
Yeah.
No, hold on. Jay, come on, don't do that. Don't make faces. You're the one that said if the woman isn't in the home, the child suffers. And I know I'm not saying anything crazy when I say, there have been mad studies that show that if a man isn't in the home, the child also suffers.
Yeah.
So,
she's a little more well-rounded when the man is in the house.
But I didn't say suffer. I didn't say suffer. With all the frustrated face, and your right shit. Go ahead, B. I don't really care.
I didn't say suffer. I didn't say suffer. Remember when you just said I said suffer? I didn't say suffer.
Understand what I'm saying.
So if you're going to quote me, quote what I said. What did I say? What did I say?
When you say, allow me to say this. When you say that a child,
hold on, guys, I'll be back.
When you say that a child is lacking this or lacking that, that means a child is suffering from something.
I didn't say suffering. I said something specific.
For lack of all the other words, I'm using suffering. All right.
No. Then that's not what I said. Then you can't quote what I said if you're not gonna. You can't put that. I said lacks a component of compassion.
Mm-hmm. Lacks a component of compassion, and
right.
I do understand.
I didn't say suffer because the child can suffer in many ways without the male or the female.
What you're doing right now is you're picking one word. Here's what you're doing right now. You're picking one word and you're saying, I took you out of context.
I'm showing you the necessity.
No. Please hear me out. You're picking one word and trying to say, I'm saying something out of context when all I'm saying to you is,
what up, Veda?
There are parents, men and women, that if they're not in the house, to some detriment of the child, there will be. That's what I'm saying.
And
okay?
I agree with that, but I'm telling you the specific thing that lacks is the compassion. Because men don't have compassion the way women do. That's a nurturing element. And that's the element that women give to society. That's the part that when the woman isn't at the house, that the child misses, while the child feels vacant and alone, while the child feels like the dad isn't there. And of course, I'm not talking about all fathers. Of course, I'm not talking about all, but I'm talking about that's the part that's missing when the woman's presence. So men we don't own that. That's not naturally us. We have adapted that since in society, we have adapted that through time because, you know, the mother wants to go back to work and women want to do this and we don't want to be blah, blah, blah. And so we've adapted that, but that's not us. We are hunters, gatherers, workers. We are the builders. That's what we do. That's and women nurture and comfort and mend and blah blah blah. That's what women do. I'm not saying that it hasn't crossed through time. It has crossed through time, but that's not what our natural calling.
Yeah. Okay.
And all I was trying to say is that our natural calling is made up out of necessity. Out of necessity. Our natural calling is made up out of necessity. And when necessities change, that natural calling that you talk about, that changes as well. It's not like we're naturally supposed to do this and supposed to do that. We are naturally, check this out, we are naturally, instinctively surviving. That's it. And we figure out how to survive.
What up, OC?
Well, y'all brought up really the part that got me into it was when y'all brought up about the kids, stuff like that. So it says right here, children's is when a father's not in the household. Children's diminished self-concept and comprise physical and emotional security. Children consistently report feeling abandoned when their fathers are not involved in their lives, struggling with their emotions and episodic bouts of self-loathing. Behavioral problems. Fatherless children have more difficulties with social adjustment and are more likely to report problems with friendships, manifest behavioral problems. Many develop swaggering, intimidating persona in an attempt to disguise their underlying fears, resentments, anxieties, and unhappiness. So, you know, truancy, poor academic performance, blah, 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 and what have you. As a matter of fact, there's even a term out there called for the girls or whatever in particular, it's called fatherless daughter syndrome. And that's a scientific term. You can look that up and stuff and what have you.
Okay, so now,
listen, this is two halves. So let me just say, it's two halves. We need what we get from our moms and we need what we get from our dads. And that's all I'm trying to say.
Okay, so now you've listed all the things that wasn't in question about the father being missing. Mm-hmm. What are the things that's missing when the woman isn't there?
I'll look that up in a minute. Give me a minute.
See, like I said, I subscribe to the understanding that it's all made up. We've made it up as we've gone along from day one as human beings on this planet.
You want me to read it to you?
Go, please. Go.
Okay. Children who experience a separation from their mother within the first 2 years of life exhibited significantly higher levels of aggressive behaviors at ages 3 and 5 than children who had not experienced an early separation. Additionally, early separation was related to child negativity. But let me click on this highlight or what have you. What happens when a child is taken away from his mother? Maternal separation can result in a series of traumatic emotional reactions during which the child engages in an anxious period of calling and active search behavior followed by a period of declining behavioral responses. And listen, you need both. We need to.
The part that you said that in the beginning of that statement about the I'm not questioning. We already know that there's a fucked upness if the man isn't involved. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to show you the specific thing that we don't have, that when the woman isn't there. Yeah. When the woman isn't there.
No, it's important to be there.
Characteristic that men don't have.
Don't typically have.
Not that we don't have, that we're not strong at.
Right. Okay.
That's why the woman is important. That's what we can't give them. So that little element is what we call the man. Mm-hmm. The man in you. But we are so conditioned these days to be afraid to stand on being not accusal men, Well, you need to do what you need to do, and you need to do what you need to do, and you need to, and blah blah blah. But how about responsible? What it is that I bring to, or what it is that I'm supposed to bring to, because there are specific roles that we are supposed to bring to.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, my camera is clear as fuck. Love my camera, bro.
Okay, you just went.
No, I'm looking at it. I'm like, shit, look like I'm standing right there talking to myself. Look like my job.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good stuff.
Yeah, and that's all that I'm saying. You know, I watch my boy. He's not even my boy. Let me not say my boy. It's this Muslim dude on TikTok, killing it right now with dropping facts about men and women's relationships.
Okay.
Men and women's relationships and where we go wrong. And he said, and let me ask the ladies this. Lorraine, you there. You just finished cooking dinner. Your child and your husband is waiting for a plate. Who do you serve first? Don't say nothing, fellas. Lorraine, who do you serve first? Your child or your husband?
That's the other women too. I want to hear what the other women
Yeah, ladies, who do you serve first? The women? Do you serve the child or the husband first? And let me ask the fellas. Fellas, you know, Blue, you progressive like that. You understand. You in the house nurturing, you cooking and stuff for your family. You have children now. Who do you serve first? Your children or your wife?
I don't have children.
I'm just, who do you serve first?
You said you have children.
You got fur babies.
Right. Who do you serve first? Your child or your wife?
I don't know, man. I mean, I guess the obvious answer would be I'm gonna put it to you like they do on the plane. I guess the obvious answer would be the adult, the wife. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's just like
who do you serve first, Juan?
You know what I'm saying?
You talking about if you talking about from the role of if a woman is cooking or whatever, and it's time to serve out.
Even yourself. You cook for your family. Who do you serve first, your wife or your kids?
I'll serve the wife first.
And what about you, Black?
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah,
because she's bringing home the bacon.
Right. This Muslim dude was like, "Yo, women always talk about you serve the child. Fuck that. I'm gonna serve my kid first." At no point in your relationship does a child go before the provider of the home.
Right.
Now, if he opts that you do that, that's different.
That's different.
But by default, he's supposed to be first.
Yeah. Because a lot of times I would say, go ahead and feed the girls. You know what I mean?
Right. I do that all the time. All the time.
Right.
But there are times when the child comes first.
Like when?
If the house is on fire.
If the house is on fire,
if the ship is going down, go ahead.
Well, let's use if the ship was.
You got to get the kid first. You got to go get the kid.
Like, let's take if the ship was going down. What's the number one rule?
Women and children first.
Women and children first.
Yeah.
Listen to what it said. Women and children first. Do I have to say the third time?
Why would you say the third time?
Women and children first. I'm going to make sure my wife got a seat and settled and free, and then I'm going to send out my child.
But that's that protective thing with us, right?
Yeah,
that's
to protect and provide.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, through time, we have fucked it up so bad that yes, the shit intersects. Yes, the shit crosses. Yes, the shit is fucked up. Yes.
How do we fuck it up though?
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you one reason why. Slavery. Bringing us over here, separating us from our family. When you separated us from our family, you caused that black woman to have to fend for that child and herself during a traumatic moment during slavery, while you were forced to be torn away from your family. She was busy being raped. And while she was being raped, she still had to work. And while she was being raped and still had to work, she still had to fend for a child.
Yeah, but we were still married to the tune of 80%. Even in slavery.
When you're taking it that, because right now we're here. Oh, go ahead, Black. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, but that's how we got the term "jumping the broom." We got the term "jumping the broom" because that was our ceremony for getting married. That's where that whole thing comes from and stuff. So doing slavery, we would still get married. Yes, we were getting torn apart and shit like that, but we were still getting married at a very high clip. That stopped happening in the 60s.
No, that happened during slavery when they took you away, and especially someone like yourself, Black, because you're tall, you're what they call a mandingo. Your offspring has the chances of being big like you are. You think you'd have stayed with your family, brother?
No.
Let me tell you, of us, only person that would stay with their family is Juan. Juan would have stayed back playing the dozens, because you know what the dozens was, right? You know the dozens was the slaves that were left. And they would sell them by the dozens. So they would sit around and talk about their imperfections. That's how the dozens came about. You did know that, right, Blue?
Everyone knew this, man.
Okay. So someone like myself.
Everyone knew, man. That's what I was looking. I'm like, are you really explaining to 3 Black men and whoever's on this chat what the fuck the dozens are?
Wait, did you know that? Did you know that, Black Words?
Yeah, I knew it.
Did you know that, Juan?
Yeah. But see, maybe the audience don't know. So hey.
Right. Yeah. So watch this. So I'm 6'8". You're 6 feet what, Blue?
5.
And how tall are you, Black?
6'3".
Man, you think we would have been in the home? You crazy as all outdoors. Soon as we'd have said, but, they'd be like, come on, my nigger. Come on. I got someone else I want you to impregnate. So we was automatically torn away from the home. So now that family that we started, she has to fend for that child, as well as be whipped and beaten by this cracker. Damn, all the words are coming into play. Look at this. All the words today is coming into play. And still parent and this child. So now that's the first form of it. That's the first form. That was constantly happening. Constantly happening. And what would happen during those times is that while she was, oh, woe is me, woe is me, oh, woe is me, woe is me, the next man would come into play to her. And the next, listen to this, people. This is how the term came about.
I'm agreeing with you.
Look at your history. The next man would have to beg for her, please accept me to be the. I'll step in for the. I let that bag. I'll step in for the father that's gone. Hence, step dad. And most of that happened at the front door because he wasn't letting the house. So the porch had a what? See where all this comes to play, fellas? That's where all this comes to play. Now let's move this along. Let's move this along generation. Now we out of slavery. We in the Jim Crow era. Families are back together. Black families are back together. But now the man has to go work 70, 80, 90 hours a week to make bullshit money. He's not home. So she has to fend for that house still. Boom. Let's move it even further along. Now, after Jim Crow, they start jailing us and start giving us these high-powered drugs, which was overproof alcohol at the time. You'd be surprised back in the days what that alcohol was. You took a sip, you didn't know if that shit was 10 proof or 10,000 proof. It was all on the fucking sip, bro, and you found out later. They give us high-powered drugs, opiums, and all that kind of stuff. We don't know how to read, we don't know how to write, and blah, blah, blah. Now they're jailing us. Taken away from the home again. Now this is just the 1800s, and it moves forward. And I'm not saying that this is all families. Please, by all means, this isn't all families. This is probably a great percentage. I wouldn't even say half. I'm not even gonna say it was half the percentage, but it was a great percentage. Now we're moving into further other times. By the time we get to the 60s, man, we just so used to, the women are so used to fending for themselves and doing what they have to do that they don't even believe.
No, Jay. No, when the 60s came in, we were still married.
Yes,
this
is what I said. I said,
I was just gonna let him go.
Listen, I didn't say this. I didn't say a large percentage. I didn't say a large percentage. I said this is probably less than half. I'm not saying that this is a large percentage, but this is the time that we moved in now. So maybe that percentage is 4%, maybe it's 14%, maybe it's 24%. I don't know what percentage it is, but this is how the conditioning of us not being there, and the woman now taking her own role. And guys, men are just used, not that we're used to walking away, but she's so used to doing for herself that she doesn't even place us in the home with her no more. I don't need you no more because I can do this by myself. I have been trained and bred throughout these centuries and throughout this time to do this on my own. And once again, I'm not saying that that's the greatest percentage of us. That's not the greatest percentage of us, but that's how all the conditioning happens. That's how all the conditioning happens until now.
It was by design.
Right. It's and it was by design, bro. By design. By design. Women's rights and welfare and the projects. That shit wasn't made for us to be together. The projects wasn't designed for black families.
Made for them. It wasn't made for us at all.
Right. It was made for the project was made for at first when Roosevelt's wife, what's her name? Eleanor Roosevelt?
Yeah.
When Eleanor Roosevelt started,
who was partially black too, but go ahead.
She was?
Yeah, she was. Go ahead.
But when Eleanor Roosevelt came up with the concept of the projects, it was originally for low-income white people to live in a neighborhood close to working so that this way they can get to work. And all they needed was one black person. What up, Queen? And all they needed was one black person to get that application at what they call it? What they call housing?
NYCHA.
NYCHA, yeah. One black person got that motherfucking application for NYCHA. And that shit was inherited down. There's probably someone that got the original apartment from the building. The building opened 1942, and he was there since 1942.
Yeah, the generations. I look, and it's like, we got we got generations in projects and shit like that. Like 3-4 generations of stuff in the damn projects.
There was an article about a guy who said that he wrote a guy wrote an article about how in his building in the projects, there was only 2 other black men and 2 other men in the whole building. So it was just 3 men in the entire building of black women and their families.
Yeah, because like I tell you, typically it wasn't really. I mean, when the white folks started moving out, okay, because as we came in, they went out. Okay, matter of fact, they started coming out here on the island. Okay?
Red line
for us, and they came right out here on the damn island, right, in other places and stuff like that. And so they started giving them to the women and stuff like that. And y'all know the story. The man couldn't be there, so the story.
Look at that movie,
They
Claudia.
started moving industry out of the city. Okay, the vocational high schools and stuff like that. They started deading all of them. You used to be able to go to school, you pick up auto mechanic, mason,
what's vocational high school?
Huh?
What's a vocational high school?
Like
that's vocational high school.
Go ahead, tell them.
Oh, a vocational high school is basically you went to school and say you wanted to pick up a trade while you were in high school. They had tracks in high school where you can go do that. Say you want to be a mechanic, where they have classes toward stuff to be a mechanic. So by the time you graduated, you can go be a mechanic. They used to have tracks for nursing. The girls wanted to be nursing. The girls wanted to be nursing. They had a whole track using high school doing science classes.
That was Dodge originally. Dodge was for nursing. Alfred E. Smith was auto mechanic and what have you. And then they started getting rid of those programs.
And they even used to have them in prison.
And that's what they wanted to do. And so when they took the industry and stuff like that out of the city, they took the vocational skills right there. They made it harder for men to provide for their families. Here comes the projects. Oh, you come on in here. We'll give you an apartment. You'll pay close to nothing and stuff like that. Oh, but he can't be there. You know what I'm saying? Whereas they had white families that they didn't break up their households. And the man was allowed to live right there. And that's been documented.
Oh no, I remember hearing stuff like that. Surely do remember hearing stuff like that. So wait, vocational high schools moved out to Long Island?
No, but they just got rid of them.
No, they took
because the white folks wasn't doing it. That was us. That was us, going into those trades and stuff like that. So they just got rid of the programs.
So no, black. They used to do it. The white cats used to do it. You know what I'm saying? But then I guess they moved up a level. So we were doing all the programs, and like you said, they just took them away. Disappeared.
Damn. So I was in a, I drive Uber, people, for those of y'all who don't know. So I'm in the Uber car, and this lady gets in the car, and she's kind of upset. And she's telling me about the schooling and her son. She goes, I'm getting ready to pull my son out of this damn charter school. I said, why? Like, what's wrong with the charter school? And she was like, my child does better in public school than they do the charter school. Then it had me starting to think, charter schools are ran by private businesses. Private businesses fund charter schools. Like, do y'all have charter schools out there, Blue?
No. But they do steal from a lot of money from.
I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that part in a minute. Do they have charter schools out there with you?
I don't know. I don't have children.
I mean, you don't hear things about. You don't hear things in the news about charter schools. They have charter schools down there. What you want?
Yeah, there's a couple of them out here.
Right. So what charter schools are private-owned entities that use a public curriculum and add to the public curriculum to quote unquote make the child's schooling better. But the fact that a business or an entity, a private entity, took
made education a business
interest in schooling, right? Is like the prison system.
Yeah.
It's like the prison system. They don't, no private business has interest in your child becoming the greatest of blah blah blah. It's what financial gain can I get from doing this? You know what I'm saying? So it takes away.
I was gonna say, but then too. I mean, the school systems, man. I mean, and depending on what state you go to, man, is levels to the whole. Even with public school, you got corporations that's donating to these high schools or whatever, and they putting X amount of money toward these schools because they want these kids to be on this track to go into these these local businesses or local factories out here or whatever. They teach certain classes or whatever in these schools because they want them to go work at the factory or whatever. That's local in town. So yeah, it's and then would be bad is that, but then what's kind of messed up is that some of the schools, like in South Carolina, for instance, they got a lot of BMW factories and Volvo and all that other stuff, but the school curriculums, the math and the science and all of that is not up to par to what Volvo and BMW needs. The standards, the math and all the standards is way low. So what winds up happening is they're not hiring local workforce, people straight out of high school. They're getting people out of state and stuff, bringing more people into the state, to pay them, but then forget about the local people, local economy to put them on. But the school systems are so fucked up that it's like, it's fucked up. You can't.
Let me pose a question. All right. So charter schools basically they're private schools, right? Or would you equate charter schools with private schools? Because I know private schools perform better than charter schools, right? What would you say?
I will say yes, but there are differences.
All right.
I'm going to say.
Then we have, right? So we always had to some degree private schools, and then we have private universities. St. John's, for instance, is a private university and stuff.
Well, here's one of the differences between a private school and a charter school.
What's that?
A private school has full power to say they want you in the school. Yes, you're in the school. Yes, you're in the school.
Right.
Charter schools doesn't. They have to have a lottery situation where you get picked.
And also, I believe their curriculum is a little bit different, but I think it still has to go along with whatever New York State says.
Well, once you've made it private, you get the guidelines. But now, okay, it's like McDonald's. Once you buy into McDonald's, you get the guidelines. They give you all the McDonald's stuff, but you can come up with the surf and turf. Did y'all hear about the surf and turf?
Yeah, I see your point because it's like, they can still gotta have the basic, if public school is like the bare minimum, the basic bare minimum guidelines or whatever, the private schools and the charter schools, they can always add on to that. As long as they still got that basic minimum, that's fine. Right. But they always got the money and the power to add on to more extra stuff.
Extra weekends.
my son goes to a is basically a private school, the governor's school, and yeah, they got their little basic education, but he lives in dormitory, so he can go to where they got it to where he's on the track to go into mechanical engineering. So they have classes geared toward mechanical engineering. They got money to pay for that. Money we pay for his tuition. It's supposed to go toward that. So we get what we pay for, kind of thing. The problem is the public system, the public education system. All the taxes that comes out of us that's supposed to go to these school systems, they're not going to the school systems. They forever taken from the public school system.
Yeah,
and we supposed to be paying for it as the taxpayers to be taking care of our public schools, but the bare minimum, bare minimum.
They got a show on ABC right now. It's about some teachers in it's a sitcom. It's a sitcom where you break the fourth wall and talk right to the people, like The Office and what was that? Modern Family, what I'm saying? And it's about teachers in the public school system in Philadelphia. I love a work-based comedy, first of all. And one of the things I'm watching, and I'm just like, I ask those questions in my head all the time. Like, so they're constantly complaining that they don't have enough. They don't have enough money. They don't have enough supplies. That's an ongoing theme of the show. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the places where they basically get most of the jokes from. And I'm like, yeah, for all of us that are laughing and watching this, y'all allow that to happen. You know what I'm saying? You allow this to happen. Why are you allowing that to happen? You know what I'm saying? It goes like
if you look like in charter schools, what they don't need, what they don't have, they make it mandatory for the parents
to buy it.
Right.
Yeah,
like you can't even.
They do that in public schools now. Like out here, they do that with the public schools. They send us a supply list of stuff for the kids to get or whatever. 9 times out of 10, that's going to everybody. It becomes community property.
Check this. Check out the contrast, right? So, I think District 30
Abbott Elementary. Yes, Abbott's Elementary is the name of the show. Both Lorraine and Sean Paul said it. Right.
I believe sharp contrast, like Long Island, they have 13 in District 30 and stuff like that. And these schools routinely outperform a lot of the private schools. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but I'm still paying almost as if I'm paying for a private school. It's just in my taxes. You know what I'm saying? Because the homeowners pay for the schools and stuff. So like to come out, this is why I don't understand the people that come out here and then they send their kids to a private school. I'm like, ding dong. You know what I'm saying? It's like you already paying for a damn private school.
And here's part of the problem right here. Tay says, I don't pay no attention to that supplies list. That's just why the sitcom exists. You are the reason
that we're taking from the other kids whose parents bought the stuff to give to that kid.
Exactly. Tay, you're the reason why. Go ahead, Blue.
That's actually in the sorry, that's actually in the show. How there's like
Tay, because fucking Tay.
One of the substitute teachers got to deal with that, she's not fulfilling her side of the deal, you know what I'm saying, pertaining to her child. And so the dude, who's in it? What's his name? He's grown up now.
Everybody Hates Chris?
Everybody Hates Chris kid. He looks completely the same, just tall.
Tay says because her mom is a teacher and her mom told her she don't have to pay attention to it. Listen, Tay, they got that list for a reason. You know why they got that list? So that everybody has crackers, everybody has tissue, everybody has
JP, I just don't understand what she just said. This is her child. They're sending home a list for her child to have. You know what I'm saying?
No, Tay-Tay's kid is eating somebody else's peanut butter and cheese crackers.
So
Tay-Tay
your mama Tay told you you don't have to fulfill that list.
Right.
That's your child.
They're trying to have a surplus so that this way every child will have.
You know what I'm saying?
Tay-Tay, you ain't shit, Tay-Tay.
Ain't shit.
Shit.
But we love you, Tay. Keep tuning in.
We love you. Yeah. And Tay-Tay's new. In fact, Tay-Tay's new to the show. Thank you for tuning in, Tay-Tay.
Yes, please keep tuning in and tell your friends about our crazy asses because we're crazy over here.
And it helps the children.
That's
exactly it, Lorraine. It helps the children who necessarily can't afford. That's one. Okay, here's another thing about charter schools. Charter schools tell you that they have a what do you call it? A uniform. They tell you the uniform to get.
Right.
Now, here's the difference. Your child, Juan, is in a private school. What did they do for your child? They gave him that uniform, didn't they?
Nah, they didn't wear uniforms in this school.
But I'm saying they gave it to him. They told him basically, and they said this is the uniform, right? It's a private school.
No, they don't wear uniforms at this school.
Oh, damn!
I know what you're talking about. Now, to answer your question, yes. Now, from what you're talking about, now my kid's situation, different kind of school, but yes, when the private schools or they take the uniform to go and get, yeah, you gotta go and get them. I mean, there's even some public schools right now that they want them to wear uniforms.
Public schools found out that.
Listen, I like it. I like them wearing uniforms myself.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, I'm on it.
I agree.
Yeah, well, see, uniforms takes away that level of we call it separation. Oh, you have more than I. You know what I'm saying? You have better clothes than I.
Right.
You have better sneakers than I.
Not only that,
uniforms takes that out.
Not only that, can't nobody walk down the street and see some girl and say that he didn't know it was a high school girl because she's clearly wearing a school uniform. It labels the children right there. Okay, you can't say you ain't know. She's wearing a school uniform. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I believe all the schools, or at least 90%, like in China and Japan, have uniforms.
Yeah,
and another thing you can take into consideration too, that they kind of look at it like, well, look, everybody, when you get grown, to whatever industry you decide to work into, you might have to rock a uniform. So hey,
yeah,
we just listed like 3 or 4 great reasons why uniforms are a better option for children than.
But you know what the counter argument is?
What?
That uniforms are preparing them to wear
uniforms.
Prison.
I don't
believe in that. I don't believe in that neither, fellas. I don't believe in that. Huh? I don't believe in that neither. I'm just, hey, fellas, we coming down on the last 10 minutes, brothers. Real quick. Yeah, we got it. Let me tell you the what's the name that I got, and it was from our girl, Juan. We know who it is, but let's not say her name. You know who I'm talking about?
I think I know who you're talking about. But go ahead.
Mrs. Why You Mad Son herself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
She says to me, "Yo, Jay, what happened? There's no controversy on your show. Y'all sound," and tell me if this don't sound like her. Y'all sound like pussies just sitting there, everybody just agreeing.
Yeah, that sounds like her.
Some shows we don't agree.
To miss whatever her name, I hope we brought some of the drama back this show.
Hey,
did we bring a little bit of the drama back?
Fellas, we can't be afraid to throw a pebble and get ruffles out of one another. We all can't be the cool nigga, and I can't be the only one seeming like I'm crazy in this show.
What do you mean you seem like you the one that's crazy? Hold up. You've told me on many occasions I'm the one.
No, I never said you.
Everybody's like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about?
Right. That doesn't, no, not that you don't look crazy. People think that, where the fuck are you coming from with your point of view? But they don't think that I'm the only one in here going, cool ass motherfucking black don't even look. He sat in that position the whole fucking show. I don't even think his leg moved.
One of the coolest motherfuckers I've met in life.
Good Lord.
One of the coolest cats I have met in life.
What about sex bathrooms? Sex bathrooms.
Oh Lord,
Sex
she
bathroom.
wants to go there. We ain't got enough time to go
We
there.
got enough time. Yeah,
What
tune
are
in
we
next
talking
week.
about? Hold on.
Next show, next week.
What is it? I need to know what is sex bathrooms.
Men and women, man and boys and girls bathrooms.
Transgender for
Oh, you mean
transgenders
unisex
and stuff like that.
Unisex
No,
bathroom.
unisex.
Oh, they got them overseas. Oh, they got them overseas and stuff and all that. I was on a.
They got them right here at the gay clubs over here. Like, yo, bro.
I was in for real, crazy, real talk. I was in Afghanistan, and so this base we was at called the Kabul International Airport. So they got, they have certain areas with soldiers from different areas. We got German soldiers, British soldiers, American soldiers. So I crept over to the German side of the bathrooms and stuff and everything where the showers is at. Not thinking nothing was different, right? So I walk up in there. I'm thinking it's the dudes' bathroom. There's a bunch of guys in there chilling, and women walk right past, like half naked, butt ass naked, and dudes ain't even tripped like that. And at first I'm kind of like, oh shit, but nah,
Well,
they was all cool about it shit.
Outside of America, they don't have.
And then the women just showering and shit. They didn't give a fuck.
Outside of America, they don't trip on sex the way we trip on sex. But listen to this. Talent was doing this room, this gay club room, right? He was hosting this gay club room. It wasn't a gay show. It was this Talent had the room the night, and it was a gay club, right? So I went into the bathroom, bro. I was so confused and appalled on how they wanted me to use the facilities. First off, they had this long sink in the middle where people wash their hands. The urinals were all the way to the floor urinals, like they went all the way to the floor.
Like
but they had legs on each side of them, so when you pee in, it looks like you know what I'm saying. And the toilet stool didn't have a door; it just had like a black, like a heavy plastic, like that. I'm gonna murder you and get rid of the blood scene curtain.
A plastic curtain, all right.
Right, but the heavy, thick ones, and you just close the curtain, and that's how I said this is appalling. And I felt, and the whole place was black and black, like what do you call it, lacquer, like shiny black, black lacquer, and little lights behind shit to illuminate behind the area. I was like, get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna pee in this fucking hallway. That's what I'm gonna do. Hey, real quick, fellas, anything we want to say? We're in close out last 5 minutes. Yes, Tate. Before go, fella. Anything you want to say before we close out?
For me, as always, 10 p.m. Tuesday nights, 247films.tv, Madman Radio. So come check us out over there. Or you can catch us on our Facebook page.
Say it again.
247films.tv, Madman Radio. 10 p.m. 9 Central.
There you go. What up, Blue? Anything you got to say?
Hey, Portland, I need y'all to don't take any public transportation, only use Lyft and Uber, preferably Lyft.
Great show this week, guys. Wishing y'all all a great week. Thank you, Lorraine. In closing, ladies and gentlemen, your boy JP Justice is definitely doing the thing. This is the Valentine's weekend. Real quick, fellas. Next Sunday is
Black Words. What's he doing?
He said nothing.
Well, next week is my birthday, so
do we want to take off next week Sunday? Let's find out now.
Well, that's also Super Bowl Sunday too.
Yeah, so do we want to just take off and just resume the following week?
Yeah, I think it'd probably be wise.
It's probably gonna be the best idea. Super Bowl Sunday.
Be wise.
I mean, don't get me wrong. We got a lot of ladies watching that might not be watching the Super Bowl, so it's up to you.
Why y'all started? Tate said, "Go Ohio." So in closing, before we get out of here, ladies and gentlemen, real quick, at 8:00 tonight. At 8:00 tonight, please tune in.
Talk about it.
Tune in to JP Justice. Must Be the Music. All things music. Topic tonight. The flow tonight is top 20 R&B. Top 20 R&B hip hop remixes. The remixes.
I got one for you.
That's too late. Well, you're gonna have to come and put it in the comments. But what you got?
I got the All That I Need remix with Method Man and Mary J. Blige. That's the one that goes
What remix you got? What remix you got, Blue?
Was it My Buddy?
Buddy remix.
The Buddy remix.
Oh, right.
Buddy remix. That's probably my favorite remix.
Oh God, man. Yes, that's what you
That
got, Warren.
Huh? Remix I got. We talking R&B or just rap?
R&B, hip hop, whatever you got.
R&B, hip hop. Let's see. The remix I like is damn it, what's that one?
Mariah
Oh,
Carey.
the Flavor in Your Ear remix. The Flavor in Your Ear remix.
Flavor in Your Ear remix is in here. Ladies and gentlemen.
Nice one, Juan. Nice one.
Yo, listen. 20 of the hottest ones. Now listen, this list there's a lot more on this list. Y'all need to come check me out tonight.
Yeah, you have to ask me that list.
No, actually,
you should put it up. You should post it before the show.
No, I don't want to post it before the show because now people will know what song I'm playing. But watch this. I am the list will be available on Spotify because I'm gonna make a playlist of it, and it will be available on Spotify after the show. But come on to the show. Come check me out on Twitch. That's twitch.com/JP Justice Labs. Let's once again. That's
time's the show.
Can I finish this goddamn thing, bro? Hey, yo, ladies and gentlemen, once again, come check me out on Must Be the Music. It's on twitch.com/JP Justice, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, you equate that to wherever you are. But it's 8 p.m. here on the East Coast. So over there for you, Blue, it would be 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Right. All about the Benjamin's remix. You know, it got to be in it. That's one of the truth. And tell you the truth, I have been getting great numbers. I had 238 views. Now, let me tell you what people are doing over on Twitch. People are watching, but people aren't subscribing. Like they'll click on, but they won't subscribe.
Got it.
I used to do that.
Like,
y'all.
Share with your friends.
When they're not a member of Twitch,
right,
they can watch it without subscribing.
Exactly.
That's what I used to do before I became a member.
Well, I need you guys to go and subscribe. This is your boy JP Justice. See us the 20th. Not next week is the 13th, so not the 13th, but the 20th, ladies and gentlemen. We will resume.
Oh, that's my birthday. The 20th is my birthday.
The 20th is your birthday?
Oh, we got back-to-back birthdays.
Aquarius.
Okay.
Back-to-back birthdays in the building.
Yes, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, as usual, let me sign off on these things. Let's sign off on iTunes first. iTunes, thank y'all for tuning in. Listen, my people on Instagram, make sure you get to Twitch, twitch.com/JP Justice Labs. That's twitch.com/JP Justice Labs. Let's tune off of off of Instagram. And last but not least, our Facebook family. Thank you so much, Lorraine. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Yo, brothers, I'm gonna see y'all in 2 weeks.
Cool.
All right.